To all the killers and the $100 billers. For real, niggas who ain't got no feelings. Check it out now.
Aloha wahine ame nekene. Hekieke make wau 14,000. I am really sorry if I did not say that correctly. I used roughly 3 different auto-translators in order to get something semi-decent. And today I will be reviewing the crazy blowout of the Grand Theft Auto series, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Didn't Yahtzee already do a video on this one?
No, he didn't. Yahtzee recently, depending on how quickly I can get this video out, did a video on the hot coffee controversy, an incident that was as much Rockstar's fault as much as it was a PC modding community's fault, from which a bunch of Ken Rosenbergs probably profited at some point, allegedly. In this video, you will hear my backward introduction to the game, as well as my over-intellectualized take on the game that redefined fucking amazing in the hearts of so many gamers. Like so many games in the Grand Theft Auto series, it's really easy to get distracted, but a little warning for San Andreas, it's long, and I mean seriously long. Where GTA 3 and Vice City each could be fired off in a week, or conceivably a weekend, San Andreas took me 2 months to get through all the story missions with minimal goofing off or secret hunting time. What? I kept dying, and I needed to keep stocking up and starting over. As for how I was originally introduced to it, I didn't have the intro DVD in the Trilogy collection, and all I knew going in was that it was more of a street thug simulator than a game about organized crime. I think it hit more of an edging middle ground on that subject, but I'll get to that. I turned on the game, watched the logos and licensing agreements pop up, and almost rage quit the game at the introductory cutscene. Fuck it! Fuck this quest to understand anything! Fuck you! I'm out! I'm leaving! I just lost the game! For the less experienced millennials out there, that is a triggering moment. That is what it is to have a volatile mental reaction to something. And you know what? I didn't sue Rockstar over it. I didn't crusade against a game I hadn't even played yet. I had a good yell, hit the heavy bag for a few minutes, had dinner, and got on with my fucking life. As I've already stated in my first GTA review, I first knew the series as violent shit games for overbearing violent skid marks that struggled to process oxygen. Most of the kids who openly talked about Grand Theft Auto as a series that I knew in middle school were psychopathic shitbags that terrorized anyone they could and spoke in this mismatched, thick Chicano wannabe gangsta dialect. So in the opening moments of the game, instead of taking in the effect of Carl Johnson returning to pay his respects to his dead mother and a broken family, all I could think about was using my medallion to take a leap back and help myself strangle my former classmates to death. This was the game that they were talking about. This had to be the one that they were emulating so damn much. Doesn't make it any less good. It just goes to show that I was once surrounded by assholes. And after dinner, I popped the game back in, prepared to live in a violent, white male-dominated society that doesn't give a shit about my safe space. And then I started role-playing as a black man in an ultra-violent, white male-dominated society that I knew couldn't give less of a shit about what my safe space might even be. Did you catch that one, man bun? How about you, Triggered? Hey, too hypocritical to be a punk rock star. Did that message come across? Now that I've insulted everybody who probably never played this game, ever, let's start roasting the rest of the entire gaming population. When I said the game was seriously long, I meant it. And it was the first point in the series I was having serious doubts as to whether or not I would finish it off. Not that it was boring at all, just certain parts kept getting harder and harder near the end. If you really think about it, GTA Vice City took roughly 9 months to make, albeit with a sandbox that didn't seriously reshape its loyalty dynamics after every mission path. This game took years to make, and with all that much more time to really develop comes improvements to the graphics, physics, and game mechanics, but a host of more glitches, story drops, and design flaws. Like other GTA games from the 3D era, it appears to have heavy inspiration from several movies. Here, I'd say it takes inspiration from Boys in the Hood, Ocean's 11, Hackers, The Big Lebowski, Spike Lee, Quentin Tarantino, and weirdly, a bit of the X-Files. Here's a hot tip for gamers out there. Do something else for a while after finishing this game, and whatever you do, do not visit the real-world equivalents of the places portrayed in the series right after playing it. Right after I finished the game, I ended up taking a trip to Las Vegas in California with my grandparents, and when I woke up in the middle of the strip in broad daylight, it was like my GTA reflexes kicked in. I wasn't triggered, of course, but I actually found myself actively looking for cops to avoid, and Black Elvis impersonators, remembering robbing the various facsimiles of the casinos that I was now passing. So by Yahtzee's own definition, the game has a level of immersion, but back to the game. Well, we can start with the first thing you're likely to notice. It doesn't have a proper beginning. It's not an in medias res start, but your allies start talking about the setting and gang-related disputes, and there's a throwaway line about a green saber I didn't really get until later, and kind of a plot hole involving what Tenpenny had over Smokin' Rider, and why a wormy lawyer is running a casino. It turns out these missing bits were explained in a short DVD of CJ tearing it up in Liberty City, working with Joey, and other characters and their interactions that were yet to be introduced. It's interesting, certainly, but why does this exist? GTA 2 had a short film as well, but that's still able to be downloaded from Rockstar Games, and it was made in a totally different medium to the game. This new short uses in-engine graphics and 3D models that are already available in the game, that it is supposed to be introducing. Why not just add 20 minutes to the intro sequence of the game? I suppose I should feel lucky that it wasn't part of another expansion pack, or something. Then the game starts its easy intro missions, wherein CJ reconnects with his childhood friends, and sees the neighborhood's shift in power among the violent street gangs. Trey Styles, never heard of him. As per writer's request, I went out to customize my character, bought some clothes, got a jerry curl. I thought it was going to end up looking like Michael Jackson's famous jerry curl, but after the haircut and long hours at the gym, my CJ ended up looking like a really buff Lionel Richie for most of the game. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And after I reconnected with most everybody, the high one, the greedy one, stealing rap lyrics for a no-talent hack, Kendall and her Hispanic banger boyfriend, who isn't part of the violent Aztecas, edging in on western Los Santos territory, then after all that, the game threw out the worst design flaw I have ever seen in a video game. It tutorializes how to initiate gang warfare and forcefully take over Los Santos streets a few blocks at a time. This allows you to earn more reputation points and start defending territories from your violent neighbors, whose siblings and cousins must be fine with you after you murder all their relatives, because the next day they're all ready to join the crew. Kind of a mixed message there, isn't it? This in turn allows you to recruit more gang members and take over more of the streets. But immediately after teaching you how to do this, the game takes it away from you. And even after you're allowed back into your childhood neighborhood, you're still unable to do it. At no point are you actually allowed to do this until the Grove Street family is reestablished near the end of the bleeding game. So you temporarily kicked me out of Not Compton, split up the family, put my brother in jail. What exactly am I supposed to do on this side of Mount Chiliad, Rockstar?
More character vignettes that will take you on a path of kind of not really redemption and force you to grow as a person, build a network of criminal resources, and learn the power of family and trusting others.
You're serious. So, if I'm remembering correctly, after a mission for the Crooked Cops, you get to meet this dirty hippie guy voiced by Peter Fonda, and Cesar's cousin, Catalina, the main villain from GTA 3, who I tried to stab the first chance I got just to avenge Claude's speed in the near future. But the game wanted so badly for her to be my girlfriend. Ew! Then Claude came in from out of nowhere and stole her out from under me? Well, I guess that's how not mute boy meets sadistic psycho girl. Then in the same breath, the game put me in contact with Woozie, a leader of one of the Triad families. The Triads? Those relentless killing machines from GTA 3 who hunt you down from the very start? I'm about to stab a Triad leader right between the eyes, unless he gives me a garage, and some cash, and protection. I'm beginning to think that Claude Speed isn't the good guy in GTA 3, and he seems so trustworthy for a violent serial murderer. After this, CJ set up shop in Not San Francisco. The truth sends you out to some more guys to start a small criminal enterprise or two. Then you get to meet a pimp and a secret agent type, all the while getting strong-armed into doing Tenpenny's dirty work, and dropping in to chat with the Triad Prince and his entourage. Then you go to a driving school. Okay, gonna stop you right there. Why do I need to go to stunt driving school now of all times? A majority of the racing missions have already come up, and only the class in speeding through traffic was even helpful.
Well, it'll help you with stealing cars and missions for a new garage.
Yeah, I didn't really need Stunt Driving 101 to tail people and to operate a crane, so... Then I do some missions for secret agent Mike Torino, getting supplies and providing backup for people in the field, which is in the US. Starting to think this wasn't totally legal. But hey, next he has you buy an airstrip and go to flight school. Okay, gonna stop you right there again. Why did you make me play a prolonged game of flight sim after the 2 hardest plane missions in the entire game, Rockstar?
Well, it'll help you fly planes in like 4 or 5 more missions later on in the game.
I'm beginning to think this wasn't planned well.
Oh, really?
What makes you such a fucking expert? Well, there's the missing intro, the gang warfare mechanic, the stunt school, the flight school, the entire district in the northwest corner of the map that's fully modeled and has nothing to do with the game. Seriously, in the far northwest part of the island, there's this beautifully rendered metropolitan district with like 2 pickups and a totally optional boating school, and that's all. Then you do like 2 flight missions, steal proof of alien life from Area 69 for not Tommy Chong Easy Rider over here, and Woozie invites you out to Las Venturas. Turns out the mob are on his back, and after dealing with a few problems, you get to meet Rosie. And fucking hell, Ken Rosenberg! Tommy's lawyer and a real link to GTA 80s is here, in the flesh. Hey, if you didn't see the DVD intro, Kent Paul and Ken Rosenberg were a pleasant surprise. Turns out the mob are all over their backs too, and CJ starts forming a plan to rob the Not Villaggio, wherein he has to torture and then rescue a member of the Sindaco Mafioso, and gain intel by looking into records and working with fucking Salvatore Leone and Maria. You're just making it rain on your fans now, aren't you, Rockstar? After getting acquainted with his former fence's father, CJ robs the casino, splits the money with the Triads, and is finally free to sort out his own problems, helping a rapper whose life he helps send down the tubes, killing a dirty cop, and getting his brother out of prison by stealing a few more things for the secret agent. And when Sweet returns to see how buff Lionel Richie is doing, he just gives a "what the hell is wrong with you" talk to CJ and demands that we go back to the hood and take back our lives, which I was really on buff Lionel Richie's side about. Why would I go back there? I have unlimited access to every non-boring part of the state. I could buy you a brand new house, pay off the mortgage, special order you a car, and still have enough cash left over to wallpaper our old neighborhood in AK-47s. But even after building a criminal empire and meeting Rockstar's entire cast of the Godfellas tribute and fixing all our lives, things just won't be complete without home and Grove Street being back on top. So do I finally do that thing we—
Go out and do that thing I told you to do last month!
Uh-huh. And so, ideally, you rebuild your family's home and legacy before taking on Tenpenny and the traitors who wrecked your life. It was a tale of redemption all along. Kind of a mixed message when you think about it, though. Where Boys in the Hood's whole point was violent begets violence that will consume innocent people's lives, and a little bit of animalistic pricks typically come from parents who won't teach or discipline their kids. This game's message is the answer to violence is teamwork, and possibly some more violence. But in the end, it is a power fantasy. It's a game. Games are supposed to be fun. But for fuck's sake, don't get games like this for your children. Please, for me, stop leaving Rockstar games alone with your children. There's so much more I could mention too. The body modding and mechanics affect your stats and some gameplay, your interactions with people, even the missions you're able to go on. Missions that you do affect the map and even your access to it. It's kind of sad when you realize that GTA San Andreas would end up out RPGing several next-gen RPGs even today. I hear a lot of things about the train mission, but I thought it was fine. Finished it after 2 or 3 goes and moved on. I don't know. It was good though. I guess I'll just have to get myself some hot coffee.